Did you know a significant cross-border legal showdown is unfolding right now, affecting freedom of expression and state sovereignty? Imagine the implications if a law from one country could dictate what happens across its borders. Today on 2230, we dive into a landmark decision by the Federal Court of Malaysia involving Singapore's controversial Protection from Online Falsehoods and Manipulation Act, or POFMA, and a Malaysian NGO, Lawyers for Liberty. Stick around, as this ruling could shape how laws are enforced beyond national boundaries. You won't want to miss out. The Federal Court of Malaysia delivered a groundbreaking judgment on the 27th of November 2024, examining Singapore's POFMA and its reach beyond Singapore's borders. This high-stakes legal battle began in January 2020 when Lawyers for Liberty (LFL), a Malaysian NGO, published allegations accusing Singapore of using unlawful and brutal methods during executions. Singapore's Ministry of Home Affairs quickly responded, issuing a correction direction to LFL under POFMA, demanding a correction notice be placed alongside the statement. When LFL refused, Singapore ordered its internet service providers to block access to LFL's website. Now, imagine a Malaysian NGO forced to comply with a Singaporean directive. Does this seem like a violation of national rights? Singapore argued that non-compliance would lead to fines or imprisonment. However, LFL pushed back, taking the matter to the Malaysian courts. The first lawsuit aimed at securing their right to freedom of expression under Malaysia's Federal Constitution. The second targeted Singapore's Home Affairs Minister, seeking a declaration that POFMA could not be enforced against them in Malaysia. What does this mean for NGOs and civil society in Southeast Asia? In a surprising turn, the High Court of Malaysia initially struck out LFL's challenges, citing Singapore's sovereign immunity. But the case wasn't over yet. LFL appealed to the Court of Appeal and won, forcing the matter back to the High Court for a full trial. The Malaysian government, however, wasn't done. They escalated the case to the Federal Court, demanding a review. Are international relations now at risk, or is this just a necessary fight for sovereignty? The Federal Court has ruled in favor of Singapore regarding sovereign immunity. Singapore's Home Affairs Minister was acting within his official capacity, and thus he and the Singapore government are shielded from litigation in Malaysian courts. However, the plot thickens. The Federal Court ruled that the extraterritorial enforcement of POFMA needed further examination. They found that Singapore's directive involved more than just its own domestic law. It potentially infringed on constitutional rights in Malaysia. So, the High Court will now decide whether POFMA's enforcement over a Malaysian entity infringes Article 10(1)(a) of the Federal Constitution, which guarantees freedom of speech. Does this landmark ruling mark a win for state sovereignty, or could it be a setback for civil rights? One thing is certain: the court's decision to let the extraterritorial issue proceed sets a precedent. It underscores the importance of constitutional guarantees in the face of international pressure. What are your thoughts? Should a country's law extend beyond its borders? How do we balance a nation's security needs with fundamental freedoms? Join the discussion in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to 2230 for more in-depth coverage of Southeast Asia's most crucial stories. Let's unravel these complex issues together.